But the Lamb appears beyond the Gospels. In the epistle, a most important truth there. In the epistles, it says this, Peter says this, conduct yourselves in reverence during your time of your stay on earth, knowing that you were not redeemed with perishing things like silver or gold from your old way of life, feudal way of life, but you were redeemed with the precious blood as of a lamb unblemished and spotless, the blood of Messiah. This isn't the lamb for a nation. This isn't the lamb for a world. This is the lamb for you. He wasn't just slain for Israel. He wasn't only slain for the world. He was specifically slain for you. When Messiah died on that cross, he died specifically for you. It's like you have somebody who loves you so much that they actually gave their life for you. Imagine that, but he actually did. Sometimes we don't think about it because we think, oh, there's so many people. But if you were the only one, he still would have done it. It was just as personal for you. Just because it says that he died for you. Thus, the appearance of the Lamb, these scriptures, about you ultimately. He died personally for you. Just like he did, just like for Isaac. And when the Lamb dies for someone, that someone, you, is set free. That someone is redeemed. That someone is blessed. That someone is liberated. That someone is unbound. They can break off the chains because of the Lamb has died for you. And so that specific one is you. That means you are for real redeemed. You are for real forgiven. You are for real washed, made new. You are truly, actually free and liberated. Your bondage is for real broken if you'll receive that and live it. Your slavery is gone if you'll accept it. You are free. If the Son has set you free, you are free indeed. And what happened when the Lamb died for the Hebrews? Not only were they set free from Egypt, but they were heading home to the Promised Land with blessing and glory. That means you are heading home. It means you've got a promised land because of the Lamb. You've got a promised land because of the Lamb. You've got heaven coming. And your life is a life of hope because the best is yet to come. And there's a glory on your life, and there's a promise on your life just like there was for Israel. That promise that Israel had, that could never be fulfilled until the Lamb came. So with your life, you had a promise on your life. God has a purpose on your life. It could never be fulfilled until the Lamb came in. The blood of Messiah also redeems your life to fulfill the purpose that God gave it. Amen. That's why when the Lamb appeared in your life, what happened? You were born again. If you're not born again, you have to be. But when the Lamb comes into life, everything becomes, it's the beginning, right? It's the power and time of new beginnings. It's springtime. Peter goes on, you were redeemed by the blood of a precious Lamb, Messiah. For he was foreknown before the foundation of the world, but he has appeared in these last times for the sake of you. Whoa. He, calling him the Lamb, was known from before the foundation of the world, but he was manifested for you in the purposes of God. From time immemorial, for the sake of you, the Lamb died. The Lamb was ready for before it all began. God had it that the Son of God, that Messiah, was going to die for you and redeem your life. In view of this, Peter says, live your life with reverence on earth. Live your life. Your life is precious because a precious life was given for it. More precious than you could imagine because he purchased, he gave for it. That live a life that is holy and pure and righteous and free. What does it say? He died to take you out of darkness into light, to make you a royal priesthood. In view of that blood, you can and you must leave that sin. In view of that blood, you can and must leave that bondage. In view of that price, you can and must now live a life that is worthy of something that is precious.